Hello, Africa. My name is Eunice Tony, and you are watching eTVGhana's African Women's Voices show. This is the show that tackles issues pertaining to women as they contribute to national development. How have you been? I have missed you. At least that's what I can say. And I'm so happy to be meeting you again after a very long week. We get to meet every Wednesday at 8 p.m. if this is your very first time of getting to watch us. So we are also live on Facebook at eTVGhana, and we'd like you to share the watch party and get other people to watch the program as well. Today's program promises to be very exciting because we've got two powerful ladies who would be taking us through the conversations today, and they are really loaded with information. So if you're yet to grab your Voltic, please do that right now. So I just mentioned grab your Voltic. Voltic is what you should think naturally whenever you want to hydrate yourself. And in these times of the coronavirus, we've been advised by doctors and health experts that it's best to keep yourself hydrated consistently. So Voltic says it should naturally come to you to take Voltic each and every time you feel dehydrated. So I also have another sponsor on the show that I would like to really commend, and that's Lizzie's Tomato Mix. Lizzie is causing a strong revolution in cooking when it comes to how Ghanaians are preparing their dishes and also how Africans are preparing their dishes. So if you've not tried Lizzie's Tomato Mix, I would bet you try it this time around. And the information from Lizzie is that it's a perfect blend of finest tomatoes, and you give your meals a great taste if you get to use Lizzie's Tomato Mix. You prepare all your dishes with Lizzie Tomato Mix, especially your jollof, your stew, groundnut soup, etc. Oh, light soup is really nice with Lizzie's tomato paste. I'm already salivating because I enjoyed it just before we started the show. Lizzie's Tomato Mix is all you need to make your food taste delicious. For bulk purchase, kindly call 050-140-1085 or 033-2095-314. Thank you so much, Lizzie's Tomato Mix, for making cooking very special here in Ghana and across Africa. And I would like to say a very big thank you to the one who has clothed me. You see, I look amazing, I look divine, I look beautiful, and I feel very confident and good. That is because Afariwa Styles has taken the time to make me look this gorgeous. Afariwa Styles is one place that you need to think about when it comes to contemporary ladies and gents outfit. They are located just at Osu or along the Teshi Rasta Road, the container bus stop. If you get to that place, you will just see Afariwa Styles beautifully located there. However, you can also get in touch with them via Facebook or Instagram on afariwa.styles. Their phone number is also right now at the base of your screen. You could give them a call. They also have got gift vouchers. They've made gifting very, very easy. If you want to get something for someone, get the person an Afariwa Styles gift voucher, and they will be so glad you were able to give them that. Thank you so much. Awo's Hair, you have made me look gorgeous as well. Awo's Hair can be located on Instagram at awo_hair. If you want to have a long weave, want to have a short one, whatever style, you want to bleach it, Awo's Hair will take care of that for you. Chana Sheto, Ghana's #1 pepper sauce. You cannot have your meal without adding Ghana's #1 pepper sauce. Chana Sheto is that pepper sauce that also, tops up the taste. When you use the Lizzie's tomato paste, Lizzie's tomato mix, that's what we call it, to prepare your meal. Then, you box it up with the chana sheto. And by the time you grab your Voltic, oh my God, you're going to enjoy the entire meal. However, before we continue our conversation today, I would like you to know that I'll take you over to the 60 seconds update segment where we bring you news about what's happening to African women in Ghana and across the world. Do stay tuned.
Ghana's first ever science, technology, engineering, arts and mathematics STEAM-based educational center for children has been officially opened for admission. iSTEAM Academy will focus on nurturing the curiosity of the next generation of children to explore nature and test theories in everyday situations through hands-on experience. Dinah McBagonluri, co-founder of iSteam Academy, said the world continues to be complex, challenging, requiring sophisticated, imaginative, clever, and ethical citizens. It is with this that I suggest that businesses and schools begin to collaborate in order to ensure that every child is able to appreciate, experience, and engage with the very best our societies can offer. The former boss of the Electoral Commission, Charlotte Kesson Smith Osei, has launched a women empowerment and fulfillment platform. Her Thirsty Woman Tribe is meant to form a community of women who are going to be there for another and uplift each other through life. It is her way of addressing the many questions she says young women ask her all the time about life and how to navigate the complexities they are dealing with. Among the monthly topics that will be discussed are issues of wealth creation, relationship issues, the superwoman syndrome, among others. The threat posed by coronavirus has propelled journalists to the front line as information providers to a world struggling to come to terms with the pandemic and its effects. Despite their central role in this period, reporters, editors, and other media workers are also grappling with the impact of the pandemic on their lives and work. This study sought to explore how women journalists in East Africa are experiencing the changes occasioned by the pandemic. This was a mixed study design incorporating an online survey and online focus group discussions from women in Rwanda, South Sudan, Tanzania, Uganda, and Kenya working in a variety of media outlets. This study makes several recommendations, key of which is for media organizations to put in place policies that safeguard and protect women from harm. Marketing practitioner Petra Abba Asamoah has released her second book in Accra. The book, titled Jungle Dance, is a novel she has described as a reflection of her corporate journey of almost 15 years. Speaking at the launch of the book, the General Overseer of ICGC, Dr. Mensa Otabo, explained that the nation's level of civilization is reflected in its art. You can check the development of a nation by its artistic expression in literature, music, or the fine arts. The book captures feelings of despondency, rejection, and confusion interlaced with the triumphs, friendship, and love that two women experienced in their corporate.
And you're welcome back to eTVGhana's African Women's Voices show. If you just joined us, well, you've not missed much because we're about to delve into the conversation for today. However, before we go over there, we've got a message from Ghana's Beverage Awards. And it says, what comes to mind when glasses or bottles click? What's your best beverage for a gift? Get ready for Ghana Beverage Awards 2020 on Tuesday, 19th January. Catch us live on YFM Accra's mid-morning show, City FM's branch in the city, and Happy FM's Epanhua Daben. Remember, nominations for your preferred beverage open right after the launch. Visit www.ghanabeverageawards.com for more details. Ghana Beverage Awards, inspiring excellence in Ghana's beverage industry. So getting on with the show, we advertised on our social media pages that we're going to be talking about content creation and how to monetize it. So today in the studio, we've got two powerful ladies who are going to be giving us a lot more information on how to create content, and when you create this content, how you get to market it, and the opportunities available for you as a content creator to be able to sell yourself or put your work out there. So ladies, I could say gentlemen because I know some gentlemen watch us, but preferably ladies, join me as I make welcome Laureen. Laureen, how are you?
I'm fine.
All right, Laureen is a filmmaker and also a lecturer at NAFTI and UCC, right?
Yes.
University of Cape Coast. So sitting next to Laureen, we have a very, very special lady from NAFTI. You get to know much more about NAFTI, but by the time you hear about them, you would really be chasing after them. Trust me. Her name is Becky. Becky, you're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. So to kickstart the show, as I mentioned you coming from NAPTI, I would like us to let people understand what NAPTI actually means. NAPTI is N-A-P-T-E. Okay, so it's an initial or an abbreviation. She'll give us the full meaning and what NAPTI is all about. So please take it away, Becky.
Alrighty. Okay, so NATPE, that is N-A-T-P-E. That's just an acronym. And what NATP basically stands for is the National Association for Television Programming Executives. So NATP, what we do, is a global content association and professional membership organization dedicated to helping to shape content through global marketplace, conferences, awards, streaming, and events. And I'm going to walk our viewers through each segment of it. So when I say the marketplace, that's where people come together, the sellers engage the consumers, and they interact together to see what works for them. And then of course there is an exhibition. You could set up a pavilion. So if you're a country and you're coming together as a group, you can set up a pavilion where other people get to come there to speak with you or have a look at what you have in terms of your work. Okay, and then we go to conferences. Conferences is where you meet, pretty much meet all the big wigs, the people that you need to know, the people that you need to engage with, you know, the people that you're looking for, the big companies, the big brands, you know, that's where you get to, you know, engage with them as well. So it's a huge conference. And then of course, when we move on to the awards, we focus more on honoring talents and innovations. So we honor people in the creative industry. Yeah, there's the film industry, of course, and we look at honoring actors. We look at honoring directors and producers. And last year, there was a NATP Miami. We honored Courtney Kemp.
Okay.
Right? 50 Cent was there. Jada Pinkett was there. You name it. So this is a very rich and a solid organization that I think we all need to get involved in. And of course we look at, I mentioned streaming. So with the streaming, we have a number of streaming companies that actually sponsor NATP during our events, Viacom. Because a lot of people think we're just limited to Netflix and that's it. But there are a lot of, oh my goodness, a huge number out there that you can actually link to. You know, we have the HBO, the Viacom, the Fox, you name it, and the list goes on and on and on. And that's when you come in there, you get to meet these people. So your chances of getting connected are pretty high.
High.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So to explain what she just described right now about NATP, it's a platform that they will create for you. They create for you an opportunity as a content producer or content creator. So how does it look like? During their conferences, they put together a lot of these big people when it comes to content creation. So you get to meet those people. And how would you meet them? You have pavilions. So for instance, Ghana can say, we are coming to book a stand in the conference, and we are going to come with this work from northern region, we'll come with this work from southern region of Ghana, different works. And then people will visit our stand, and then we get to explain to them, in the northern region, this is how we behave. In the southern region, this is what we are doing there, and this is the content we would like to put out there. And these people who have visited your pavilion or your stand will get the chance to interact better with you and then say, okay, I like this content, I think I want to go with it. And you see, that's a really brilliant idea. A lot of times, our content creators keep saying, oh, we don't have the opportunity, we're waiting for the government to do this or that for us. Well, we have NATP that is going to be helping us out. All you need to do is to get associated with them, and we're going to let you know how you get to hook up to NATP. Now, we have Lorraine, who is also a filmmaker and a lecturer with NATP, as I earlier on introduced her. She's going to take us back a bit to explain what it means to have what we mean by content. What is content creation? Because somebody right now watching us from wherever could say, okay, what is this content they're talking about that I need to be able to put out there through NATP? Take it away.
Okay, so when you think about content, you think about if you want to watch something on TV, in the cinema, on your phone, on streaming, what is there to watch? Somebody has to put something there for you to see. So when you say somebody's a content provider, they now go and create that thing that you have this numerous option. Now when you go to streaming platforms, you don't even know what to watch. Paid TV, you don't know what to watch because there are endless possibilities.
Yes,
so
sports for
yes,
choice.
exactly. So content creators are the people that sit down and say, let's design this, and there's somebody out there to watch. And then NATP comes in and creates a possibility for you to watch it wherever you are. So that's what content creation is. And so it means that if you have all these platforms, then you have to think, who am I creating for? And that's where the challenge comes. Who am I creating for, and where are they going to watch it? So that's where content creation now becomes a profession that somebody has to master it and then get it to the right person.
The reason why I'm asking this question and smiling is because when you go on social media today, a lot of people are creating content.
Yes.
You know, so many. Some people just decide to just sit down and be chewing gum.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you get like 20,000 views.
Yes.
And somebody just decides to just show her back and they get views. So content varies.
Yes.
So tell us, how can someone create a strategic content?
Yes.
Because it's one thing for you to create content and another for you to create one that people actually want to enjoy.
Yes.
So how do you do that?
I think, let me start from what you said. People are putting content out there, but they're not monetizing it, right? So you're getting likes, you're getting popular, but that's all there is to it, right? And others are taking advantage of it, and you're turning that into a paying content. So they do this, they turn their backs, they do whatever they want to do, and they get paid for that. So that's the difference. Are you just doing content for content's sake, or are you looking at content as a revenue, as a business, as a profession that you're going to? So that's the difference, right? Some people chance upon it. Others just do content for fun's sake. My friends are watching, and it turns into something else, right? And a network will pick it up and say, we like this, let's turn it into another. For where I come from, what we do is we think about the content. We think about market. So for example, if I'm thinking about film, I have a script and I'm thinking, who's going to pay to watch this? If we're thinking about paying platforms like we have for Mofra TV, that's on Amazon Prime, we are asking who will want to see this, who will spend $1 on that content. So when I'm thinking, okay, family, friends, this is it.
So
children.
that's a strategy
That's
around
a strategy.
it. You need to be thinking
You need to be
around
thinking
who would
about
want to actually pay to watch
Yes,
this.
yes, because content, a good content is timeless. A good content, I had somebody trying to find I Told You So to screen somewhere else, right? That's all. The somebody wants to pay to screen it. So content that is good is timeless. If you're doing content for fun's sake, how long would it last? And there's so many content out there that people need to strategize, take this content and turn it into something that will last, not a 9-day wonder, not 2 days. And so that's how people need to look at this content.
Amazing. We're going to be going for a quick commercial break, but when we return, we're going to be finding out from Becky Bonzi if they've actually had interactions with, content creators in Ghana before now. Okay, so do stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to eTVGhana's African Women's Voices show. So if you're just joining us, let me give you a recap. We have two ladies here who are talking to us about content creation and how we can monetize it. So Becky is coming from NatP, a platform that creates the opportunities and network avenues for you to be able to put out your work globally. And then Laureen is a filmmaker and a lecturer who understands the local content and how content creation works here in Ghana and even in Africa. So before we went on the break, I was going to ask Becky if NatP had actually had some kind of conversations with content creators in Ghana, or if this is the first time it's happening. So let us know now. You've had previous interactions with them?
I have, and that was about, let's say, getting to 2 years now.
Okay.
And I did that. My first initial contact with them was during the Year of Return Master Class. Yeah, where I was there to educate and sensitize them to understand the importance of having NatP, working with NatP. Didn't want them to think that NatP is a fly-by-night kind of organization. NatP has been in business spanning over 5 decades. Okay, they have a huge and a great reputation and a track record of what they do.
And when you say 5 decades, like 50 years?
Yeah, over. So over 50 years
wow.
in business.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's actually the largest US-based global content association. So I wanted them to know what NatP is all about and understand that they're safe, in sharing their contents with them and doing business with them. So I was there to engage with them.
Okay, and so how would you say it went? Was it something that they were like, did they get comfortable with the explanations you gave?
Yeah, I was quite surprised about the response because I was not aspect in that, considering that was my first time. But I had a lot of content producers, you know, coming forward to engage with me to find out more what they can do to be registered or sign on with NATPE. So it was actually pretty good.
Okay. All right. So for those of you watching us at home right now, we are going to link you to a video. The video is actually playing right now, and that's to give you an idea of how the event looks like and how NATPE has packaged itself globally. Wow, that's amazing, seeing all those giants, you know, who are actually into creation, and how NATPE brings them all together under one umbrella. And once you get yourself exposed to all these people, there's a very high chance that you're likely to have at least one thing about your content out there. And even if maybe one doesn't work, as you continue to put out your work, definitely you're going to be able to strike gold. So I think this is a platform that a lot of us really have to associate with. But coming to you, Lorraine, and in terms of filmmaking here in Ghana, we've seen how some of your films have gone and how they've been able to cross Ghana and have, you know, gone beyond Ghana and have gone international. So let's let our viewers get to know the films we're talking about. Talking about Keteke, Side Chick Gang, you know, Single and 40. She actually is the producer of those movies. If you've not gotten to watch it yet, okay, you just have a little teaser of it. Let's. Okay, so you're welcome back. These are some of the works Lorraine has put out there, and these ones that we showed you actually are on Netflix and are showing and are doing very well. How did you do this? What did you do right that got your work to get to this point?
I'll say that it's, like you said, it started from content creation, that there were a group of people. So even though I produced, it started with a team that had an idea for something, but the question was, what are we going to do? What do we want? And the first thing we wanted to do was to tell a human story, a story with heart. So it means that by achieving that, you're going to connect to people. So it doesn't matter if the person is Ghanaian or outside. If it's a human story, we're all the same on that level.
Yes, we can all relate to
Yes,
it.
exactly. And the next thing was packaging. How do you package it? So it was more about what kind of quality are you putting out there? So it's not just shooting, because the stories are good on paper and everything, but at least do the best in terms of production quality, so that if somebody out there wants to show your film, your technical qualities do not turn it down, because sometimes that's what happens. The film is good, you film everything, but they send it out there and all the technical qualities, it doesn't check out. Then we had what we call the NATPE moment, where we had connection to people that had access to the market. So it's like for 40 and Single, the connection came before the film was even shot, because the director Leila had done quite a few before. But for Peter's films, we were new. Like Peter's Keteke was his first film, even though he had done some short films, and I'll talk about the other TV shows that he had done. So when we had the content, our first primary market was Ghana cinemas. That was one. So we worked towards that. Advertising, campaigning, going like a budget for that. Because what most people don't do also is create a budget. Like the budget is for the film, but there's no budget for telling people about the film. So they expect that the film, so there was a marketing budget. Then we got lucky, and like I said, the NATPE moment, we found a distributor who was interested in our work through a network. So the person, and then once the distributor got us interested in our work, the market opened. So now this distributor started introducing us to buyers, possible buyers who could get into that. And because of the success of one, we had already formed the network. So that's why markets like what NATPE offers is a good place, because once you are in the pool of, they are always asking you, what's your next project? Because you've already proven yourself. So when that happened, it gave us leverage. It gave us leverage. And even in the Ghanaian space, we've also introduced other filmmakers to this network, that because what we realize is that there's a market out there. There's a desire to show this content. But are you meeting the desire? Because if somebody wants to get Ghanaian content out there, is your quality matching the content? Is your production value matching the content? Are the stories matching the desire? So we found that trick that it worked, and so we do our best to produce something that will match the yearning that there's a market out there. And with the right connections, we're able to get the sales out there.
Amazing. I'll still get back to you, but I just want to find out from Becky, I don't know if maybe you have some kind of information around what exactly it is that NATP looks out for in terms of the production. I don't know if you, but if you don't, no problem. I'll just have to move the question to Lorraine. How well have Ghanaian works that have come to NATP done?
Okay, so I'm going to share a little encounter with the content producers here in Ghana.
Yeah.
So basically, when I walked them through the whole process of getting registered or signed on with NATP, I had about 16 companies.
Okay.
It was quite impressive. It was quite
Yes.
impressive. And without breaching confidentiality, because I don't want to give out too much, it fell through, right? Because I really cannot disclose exactly what
Yes.
happened, but it fell through. But that number just goes to show you that they're there, they're ready, they're willing to reach out, to explore, to further expand their horizon. But then, of course, things did not work out in their favor.
And they have to try again.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
okay. But Lorraine, since you're actually a lecturer when it comes to film, what would you say they need to do? Is it a certain kind of camera? Does it have to do with the cast? What exactly do they really need to do right so that they don't go and then it doesn't work and they have to keep going and coming back? What exactly should they do?
Okay, so coming from a film school background, first of all, in any film school, just like anywhere else, NAFTI being one of the best in Africa, if not the best.
I totally believe that.
Yes, sure, because we were the only film school in West Africa for a long time. What you're taught first, mostly, is how to improve on your production values. That's the core of the training. Your story, like you push to write the best of stories. The idea is not enough. The best way, you're pushed, if you're a camera person, you're pushed to the limit. It's not for anything that NAFTI, most of the successful Ghanaian productions are spearheaded by NAFTI students in
yes.
advertising, because that's the core. Then the next thing, which now we still working out, and it's getting better each day, is how to market it. Because in the Ghanaian space, even if you take NAFTI aside, what we were more focused on was how to project our values, how to give a voice in the space of cinema. So it's not like just telling any story, but as a cultural piece, what is the Ghanaian voice in the space of cinema or TV or advertising? What is your view? What's your gaze? So that was mostly at the core. But now we're realizing that business is also very important. It's not enough to create, but you also have to learn how to market it. Because what is a good film if it's in your bag and nobody's watching? What's a good television piece? So now with NAFTI is balancing the two. And the students also too exploring and getting in touch with what's happening, because with the internet, the possibilities are endless. We're getting to that space. What I find now is that we don't target our content well. We don't target our content well. Even we have also suffered it, and we're learning with a film that you can be the local champion. That's a good way to also target. That my market is Ghana, because Ghana has 20 million plus people. If you can target 1 million and you charge 1 CD for your content, that's a million. So that's also a market that you can solely decide that this is the market space I want, and that's also fine. But if you think about getting 1 million in Ghana, 1 million in Nigeria, 1 million in UK, then the numbers
globally.
Yes, exactly. So what do you want out of this? Do you want, for maybe your first project, the local content, and then you create for it, and that means that your marketing is just within the space. If you want to go beyond that, your extra plus 1 million, you find a platform like NAPTI, or you find other places.
Okay, awesome. So what I want to know is, so are you teaching film students how to market their content?
Yes.
Is it part of the curriculum?
Yes, it's part. When you go to production, we have a production class, and you learn how to market. Distribution is part of the course you take. Over the years, what it's been trying to do is to have producing as a course itself. Because right now it's a model, right? It's part of something, but now they want it to be a standalone course, because over the years, when you realize what the market is, you create the courses for that. But we've always, over the years, it's been something that was taught all the time. Yeah.
Amazing. We'll go for another quick commercial break, but when we return, we'll be coming back to Becky, our NATP lady, to talk to us about an event coming up in Miami that we all are looking forward to having our content creators to be part of. Do not go away, to stay tuned. And you're welcome back to eTV Ghana's African Women's Voices show. So we are going over to our Facebook page and we see a lot of people commenting. So we'll talk about a few of them. Okereke is watching us from the United Kingdom. I also see Akoli Donald. I don't know where you're watching us from, but thank you for joining in. I see Nana Koba. He says, yay, that's my lecturer from National Film and Television Institute. Go, Lauren. Samuel Ofosu is watching us. Marshall, ex-Marshall. NatP is a good platform for us to sell our movies internationally. Let's all support. And then we have Ajwa Pra Abuaji. I'm proud of you, Lorraine Adi. Your passion and commitment is amazing. Nana Koba says, I'm really enjoying the show today. Wow, Natsby, where have you been all this while?
You're right here.
You're right here, okay? So Larry Buafu says, yes, marketing your film, that always has been the headache. So Natsby is providing you the platform for you to be able to put your work out there. So now that we've come back from the commercial break, I'd like to let you know that there's an event coming up, and that's part of the reason why she's here today. So she'll talk to us about the event, where it's happening, how it is happening, because we know there's virus. So she'll let you know all of that and who actually is attending. So Becky, please, we would like to know about this event that is coming up. When is it?
Okay, so we have the NatP Virtual Miami, which is anticipated to be the largest virtual event.
Okay.
And it's scheduled to take place on January the 19th to January the
Okay, so
21st.
that's what we have on the screen right now. You need to save the date.
Exactly, 22nd. Right,
Okay,
yeah.
from 19 January to 22nd of 2021. All right, so it's going to be virtual this time.
Absolutely, yeah. There's going to be a little setup there, but it's not because of the COVID. It's going to be quite different compared to previous years. So yeah, there's going to be events taking place. There's going to be a keynote speaker, that's Mark Lazarus from NBC.
From NBC.
That's NBC chairman. So I mean, we have a lot of people that are registered that are signed on, and I'm out here trying to encourage Ghanaians to also sign on as well. We have a subsequent one that is actually taking place on February the 16th. Okay, and that is, the focus is going to be on the Black TV.
Okay.
We're going to be covering segmentation. We're going to be talking about, you know, segregation as well as storytelling. So it's going to be very, very rich in content. And there are going to be a lot of big wigs that are going to be there to carry you along. These are industry professionals that are going to be engaging you in the process of learning.
That's amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so the beautiful thing I like about it is that when I went through NatP's profile, I realized that last year in Miami, 50 Cent was there. So we have it on video. Could you please show our audience that, okay, he was there, which means that this year's own is going to really be an interesting one, especially because she said that NBC boss is also going to be there. So you do not want to miss this opportunity. Could we see 50 Cents, please?
What's up, I'm 50 Cent. Courtney Kemp is being honored tonight, so I'm happy to be at Nappy. Keep it locked right here.
To be, you know, at NatP. So it means that you also have to do your own video saying, yeah, I'm honored to be linked to NatP, even though I'm watching from my home, from my office and all of that. So tell us, how do we get to register if you are a content producer? What do we do?
Okay, so it's a step-by-step process. Okay, so I spoke about the 2 events that are going to be taking place, and then of course after that there's going to be a NatP Budapest. And the NatP Budapest is scheduled to take place in June 2021. So if you want to join that one, if you cannot, I will advise that, you know, prospective participants sign on to our virtual so you can have a track record of, you know, having participation or any interaction with NatP. So it looks good on you. Because this, I mean, we're talking about going through the embassy for interviews, and they want to know certain things. Have you been involved with NatP before? I mean, to make the process easier for first-time travelers, I think you have to capitalize on this opportunity.
On this one. Okay,
exactly.
So now let's talk about it now. So the virtual one is coming on the 19th.
Right.
And Laureen is a content producer. She's a filmmaker, and she wants to participate. What should she do? Should she go to a particular website? Where should she go to be able to do that?
Yeah, she could go on our website, www.natp.com. Like I mentioned earlier, it's a step-by-step process, so you have to sign up. You have to sign up, and then when you sign up, there's a fee associated with being a member of NATPE. So it will walk you through everything step by step.
Okay, so are you okay to tell us what the fee is now? So
I
begin to
cannot
budget.
disclose that.
Okay, so when they go onto
and
the
they,
website.
Or they can contact me as well, because you'll be directed to me anyway. So you can contact me. Can I put out the number?
Yes, you can put out the number, please.
That is 055-824-9059. Again, it's 055-824-9059.
Okay, so they'll be able to reach you on that line and then be able to interact further with you. Okay, amazing. So now we talked about, Laureen, we talked about your content that we've got on Netflix, the KTK side chick and all that. And interesting to know, you also are into animation, you know, and it's like, wow, powerful lady. You know, you've got content in animation. Could you please show us the animated content that Laureen is producing? It's so beautiful. So this one, that's Tutu, right?
Yeah.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Tutu is now coming out.
It's now coming
yeah,
out?
it's coming out.
Okay.
This is a concept doc, so this is like a concept for you to know. But Tutu is actually a series, so it's going to be like a 12 series. We're looking at 24 for the first season, and it's talking about the Osei Tutu and the Konfanochi relationship in animation now. So it's like history in animation.
That's beautiful. So which of your works do you have on Amazon Prime?
We have Mofra. Mofra is a package of different pieces, about 9 pieces of different content for children. And so we package it as a 1 hour, but you go through different program sets. So there's learning, ABC and stuff, there's storytelling, there's cultural values and all of that. And Mofra is also because in terms of children content like learning and stuff, I mean, I don't want to mention the other ones, but if you pick any kid, the popular ones they know, they're foreign.
Okay.
They're foreign.
That's
so
true.
and they pick cultural things. My niece is asking me about tacos, and if you think about the rhymes you used to sing at school, have you any fleas? I'm a child in Ghana. I don't know what fleas is, you know. So Mofra is for you to learn, but at the same time have references that make sense to you as a child, like things you see. And so that is content that is on, and it's targeted at Africans and Africans in the diaspora, because then it's home. You're learning with home stuff. So that's
amazing,
yeah.
amazing. So we're going to have to go for the final commercial break. When we return, we're going to open the phone lines so that if you want to ask a question of us, you go ahead and ask us that question, okay? All right, so do stay tuned. We'll be right back. And you're welcome back to eTVGhana's African Women's Voices show. If you're just joining us, well, we're about to wrapping up, and right now we are opening the phone lines for anyone who has got a question around what NATPE is doing in terms of providing content creators the opportunity to be able to put their work out there. We also have a lecturer here and a filmmaker who also has been able to put her work out there. And if you want to ask her certain questions, please, this is your time. The phone lines are actually active now, and the number is on your screen. Feel free to actually come in. But let me take you through what we've had as a discussion. So we first of all had to talk about why, or the challenges or the issues that we are having with some Ghanaian productions that is not making them, you know, break through into the global market. We have a few of us who have broken through, but we want a lot more people. And we realized that it had to do with the fact that sometimes people do not really think about whether they want the story to be one that anyone can relate to. So it should be a story that is maybe, if anyone should watch it outside of our culture, the person will still appreciate it. And then when it comes to your production, you have to be able to make sure that you do it right. Just don't rush through and say, oh yeah, we are doing it and we are moving. You really have to put a lot of thought into it. Aside that, if you put your work out there and somehow it doesn't get through, you need to keep trying. A lot of times our content creators, once they try once and it doesn't work, they feel like, okay, do you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. That should not be the case. We have to keep trying and trying and trying. However, to make it easier for us, we have NATPE with us. And NATPE is saying that they've been around for over 50 years. So you do not have to be afraid as to whether you're actually engaging with reliable people, credible people. I mean, they are certified and they've been there for a very long time. We actually showed a video of how their conferences look like, and we saw a lot of content creating giants that were at the event. There's actually an event that will be coming up on the 19th of January, and we're going to be having NBC boss there. Last year, we also had 50 Cent, and we played his video. If you didn't watch it, well, the repeat broadcast is on Saturday at 12 noon. You get to watch it. But what we want to say here is we do not want you to miss this opportunity that NATPE is putting out there. So if you want to get associated with NATPE, we need you to log on to the website, which is www.natpe.com. Okay, so if you go there, they'll take you through the steps as to how you'll be able to be part of them. There's a virtual event that'll be going on the 19th, and according to Becky, she advises that you try and be part of that, so that when you want to go further into the one that'll be happening in Budapest, it's a little bit easier for you to get through with that. Have I been able to do the summary right?
I think so.
Okay, that's good. So now I was going to ask this question of Lauren, and I was going to say, so after people have gotten to understand what we are saying right now, that they need to put their work right and get ready for the global market that NATPE is going to be presenting onto us or before us, would you say that we've got stories that have not really been tapped into? Because you notice that when you had you were talking about your animated story was about Osei and people not really knowing about how our culture is and how people really need to understand Mofra story content that you had. Sometimes people are playing games and they are so European and they can't really relate to it and all that. Would you say it's something that people should consider?
Yes, I think that when it comes to ideas and the possibility of what to say, we like the African space and African story is still like the million stories that it needs to be told. I dare say that other people just keep recycling the same stories for us, but here we have very authentic new stories that people want to hear, because they're not just our stories, because when you make films, you're also documenting your history. That fiction, that TV series is one day going to be referred to as the truth, right? So if we can, instead of looking elsewhere, let's look within. Because what is the African love like? Like we, with Peter Sedofie, we did aloe vera, right? We talked about love and conflict. With Mofra, we're talking about what is their home like in Africa? How do the children learn? And so there's endless possibilities of where we can tap in. We should remember what is our gaze. I always say that. How do we look? How do we love? You and I are women. Some people will like chocolate, but how many women will prefer chocolates as gift or flowers as gift in an African space? So when we are telling the story, what makes that African woman tick, right? What is the thing that makes them tick? Let's bring that into the space, because that's who we are. We have to own who we are, still being conscious of the global space that we find. I'm not saying go and do the mukase all the time, but we function still in the global space. You and I are still functioning in the global space, so we have to think about that. And once we do that, everybody will love it. We're all humans and we share the same aspirations, fears, pain, and joy, but we share it in our cultural space, right? My fear is your fear, even if you're from the States. But how do I face fear? How do I love? It's very different from how you love it. But the point is that we are loving, right? So we need to think about that and how we view ourselves with the camera. What are you showing to the world, right? How do you see yourself? Because film is a propaganda too. Audiovisual TV is a propaganda too. What you're seeing on the web is influencing people. So you have the power to do that, and somebody will see the power and pay money for it. That's where content payment, and that's why markets like this. Because if you don't have nothing to sell, when she opens the market, you will go to the market and nothing will happen to you. So let's be ready, because the opportunities are coming. So let's be ready.
That's amazing. So now I'm looking on our Facebook page. The comments coming in is that they are trying to get through the phone lines, but it's jammed. So somebody has gotten through with her question. She says, okay, if some of the Ghanaian content that was put across couldn't go through, which other countries in Africa have had theirs coming through? Do you know?
So we do engage a lot of people. It's just not, Ghana. We have South Africa. We have Nigerians. We have a lot of people partaking in that, but it didn't go through for that reason. And I really can't breach confidentiality. So but they have their contents. I'm not in the position to actually dictate or, critique their work. I cannot do that unless they actually go in there in person to submit or present their work. They're
Okay.
the dictators there. They're the people that are going to be engaging with them. They're the ones that have the final say. Say, I don't have the final say.
Okay.
Yeah, so it didn't go through because, of course, like I said, it's a step-by-step process. When you get to the immigration, you have to convince them, right, and all that. And I can't really say much because
Yeah, so they just
Yeah.
need to call you and then get further
Exactly.
details if they
Yeah,
want to.
yeah.
Could you please
But it had
put
nothing
out
to do with the quality of their work.
Of
It
their
had
work.
absolutely nothing to do with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. Could you
Yeah.
please put out your phone number again so that those who want to contact you will be able to do that?
Okay. Again, I can be reached at 055-824-9059, 055-824-9059.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us, ladies. Laureen and Becky, it's been a wonderful time with you, I must say. We have a lot of comments here that I couldn't really read through, but a lot of them are actually very positive about the conversation, and they feel that with the information that you put out, to them today, they are going to be better content creators here in the country,
Beautiful,
and
beautiful.
that's thanks to you.
Beautiful.
Okay, I want to say a very big thank you to all our sponsors who have made this show to be possible. Voltic, thank you so much. Ours Hair, thank you for my lovely, lovely hair. Lizzie's Tomato Mix, wow, thank you so much. And I want to say another thank you to Chana Shito. You've really made eating very appetizing, because once I taste the peppery or the spicy nature of the chana shito, I feel really good. And I want to say that a lot of the people who have actually gone out to buy chana shito are giving us very good feedback and reviews, and please keep giving us chana shito. Don't stop, okay? So if you are just watching us for the first time, this show comes to you every Wednesday at 8 p.m. for 1 hour to 9 p.m. and it's also broadcast live on Facebook at eTVGH. However, if you get to miss the show today, which is live, you get to watch the repeat broadcast on Saturday at 12 noon. So even though you get to see me on Saturday, it will be the repeat broadcast, I look forward to meet you again on Wednesday at 8 p.m. live with another interesting and exciting topic for you. So do enjoy the rest of our interesting lineup for you. Bye-bye.